Good morning, students. Again, we are going to discuss the third chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. Already half we have completed about synthetic fibers. So, remaining half, that is about plastics, today we will discuss. Okay, so generally what are plastics? In our daily life, we will use so many articles made up of plastics, isn't it or not? Like buckets, mugs, okay, mugs or plastic chairs, isn't it or not? So many things we will generally use. So already we have discussed these synthetic fibers are made up of some polymers, isn't it or not? Polymers. Okay, so here even plastics are also made up of polymers only, but the raw material is different. Here the polymers in synthetic fibers are different. The polymers which will be used in the manufacture of plastics, those polymers are different. Generally the polymers whatever will be used in plastics is polythene. What it is? Polythene it is. Polythene is the general example of plastic used for making polythene bags, like that. Okay, so whatever different, here also polymers in plastics will be used, same polymers will be used in synthetic fibers, but whatever the material will be there, that one will be little bit different in synthetic fibers and plastics. So polythene is also one type of polymer which generally used for making of polythene bags. We will tell or not? Polythene bags, isn't it or not? So polythene bags means nothing but made up of this polythene only. Okay, so whatever the main source of plastic, actually whatever we will use now, that is crude oil. For synthetic fibers, the petroleum is the main source, whereas for plastics, what is the main source here? Crude oil is the main source for plastics. Okay, and they can be easily mold. Mold means, what do you mean by mold? They can change into different forms. They can change into different forms. Okay, so that is a specialty of the plastics. What is that? They can mold. Mold means they can change it into different forms. Okay, so the reaction of plastics with heating means, on heating the plastics will be change their shape. So depending upon their reaction to heat, now these plastics are means depending upon their reaction to heat, these plastics are divided into two types. How many types? Two types. One is thermoplastics. And second one is thermosetting plastics. Here, what is the difference between thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics? Nothing but here these plastics can melt easily. Or what do you mean by melt? Melting means nothing but when we will heat na, they will become, means they will react. They will here melting, you know na. When we will heat, it will be melted. For example, ice. When ice melts, it will change into water or not. So nothing but changing of solid to liquid state, we will call it as melting, isn't it? So when we will heat now, these plastics will become soft. When we melt means when we will heat now, these plastics will become soft, and after cooling, okay, when we are heating, it will become soft. So you leave it, let it be cool for some time. After cooling, what will happen? It will become then hard. After cooling, what? The same substance, whatever will be soft while heating na, so after cooling that substance will become hard. So depending on this heating and cooling by doing repeatedly, this thermoplastics means by repetition of heating and cooling to soften the plastics, now we'll get different shapes. For example, if you see, some people will gather this plastics, isn't it or not? This waste plastics they will collect and give to some that particular factories or industries. What they will do? They will melt that plastic, or they will heat that plastic. So when they will heat now, again it will become into soft material. Okay, again with that soft material, again they will make some new things. Okay, so that type of plastics we will call it as thermoplastics. Means these plastics will be easily heated. After heating, the particular desired material or required things will be made up of these things, and again after cooling na, it will take that shape of that material. Whatever design will be given na, the design shape it will be taken. So that type of plastics we'll call it as thermoplastics. Example, if you'll see for thermoplastics, a polythene bags, whatever we are using polythene bags now, those are made up of thermoplastics, and even PVC pipes, whatever PVC pipes we will use now, even those are also made up of thermoplastic. These are some of the examples of thermoplastics. Then come to thermosetting plastics. Thermosetting plastics means they cannot mold, they cannot be softened. They cannot be softened on heating. They can be soft, they can become soft on heating, whereas they cannot be softened on heating. Means once they have given some particular shape or size, means even after heating also they will not lose their shape. Their shape will be permanent. Okay, so that type of plastics will call it as thermosetting plastics. Once one shape has been given to that particular this type of plastic now, that one will be permanent. Even those will not be affected by heating also. Even you will heat now, it will not lose its shape. Example for this type of plastics now, bakelite, and one more is melamine. Bakelite and melamine. If where we will use means bakelite, actually it is a bad conductor of heat as well as electricity. Heat also it will not conduct, even electricity also it will not conduct. So that's why this bakelite, if you will see now, this material will be used in making of switches, okay, switchboards, and even handles of utensils. We will use now cookers, pans, like that. Wherever we will touch that handle also, handle will not be heated. There will be no heat on that handle. Okay, means whereas our utensil will be getting heated. Means that handle is nothing but made up of this material. This material is a bad conductor of heat. It will not conduct heat. Of course it is a plastic, but it will not be affected by heating. Okay, then melamine, if you will see now, actually it is used in the making of floor tiles. Okay, this plastic will be used in the floor tiles. Even this one also will not be affected by the heat. Clear, children? So these are the two types of plastics, thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. And if we will see the properties of plastics, okay, what actually properties? Generally there are 4 properties are there for plastics. First one is they are non-reactive. They are non-reactive. Means if you will bring one polythene cover and put in water, it will be dissolved in water? No. So plastics are insoluble in water. Means they will not react. They will not react. Non-reactive means they will not react. So they are insoluble in water and even not attacked by chemicals. Sometimes we will put some even medicines or something will be packed in this plastic things or not. Even they will not be affected. Not be affected, even not be affected by chemicals under normal conditions. Okay, under normal conditions they will not be affected. Clear? And they do not corrode easily. Corrosion means, what do you mean by corrosion means? Corrode means, see, iron metals if you are keeping outside, what junk will be forming on that iron materials or not? If same plastic materials we will keep outside, some plastic pipes or something, we will not find that type of thing. Means easily they will not corrode. Okay, so they are ideal substitutes of even metals nowadays in place of some metals, in place of glasses, in place of wood. We are generally preferring to these plastics. Why? Because metal things if we will use na, they'll become corrode. Even glass things we will use, they'll break. Wood things na, they will be affected by heat. So instead of using those things, plastics if we are using, they will not be corrode, they will not be they will not break easily, and they will not get affected by heat. So like that, they are non-reactive properties. Therefore, first property for plastics is non-reactive. Second one is they are light, strong, and durable. Light, strong, and durable. Light means we can easily carry, very light in weight, isn't it or not? And strong, even we will compare to some other materials na, these plastic materials will be strong. And durable means for a long time we can use. Durable means what? We can use for a long time. And easily moldable. Moldable means we can fold it. Okay, molding means we can fold it like that. And they are widely used for making many household and industry products. Because of these things na, these three properties in households, means in houses also we will use plastic so much regularly, and in industrial purpose also this plastic will be used because of these characteristics. Okay, they are also used to make parts of even cars, in aircrafts, in spacecrafts, like that. Why? Because they are very light and also strong also, that's why. Okay, and for a long time we can use. And third one is they are poor conductors. Plastics are poor conductors. Even they are poor conductors of heat as well as they are poor conductors of electricity. So because of the electrical wires, whatever electrical wires na, electrical wires, if we will see na, their coverings and everything, and even handles of screwdrivers, whatever we are using in our houses for electrical purpose na, those things will be covered with these plastics only. Why? Because they are poor conductors. Means even though even though the current electricity is passing inside through the wire, the covering will be covered with plastic. Means it will not give any effect to that. If we are handling with those things also, even when we are handling screwdriver or like that na, even though we are handling, since that handles are made up of these plastics, we cannot get any electrical shock or something. Okay, so these poor conductors is also poor conductor of heat and electricity is also one of the property of plastics. Clear? Even some uses also given where generally we will use, actually we will use in packing tablets. In textbook, see in page number 44, so many uses given. Even packing of tablets, even threads. Means threads means not our normal thread. During stitches na, doctors will use some type of thread. Even that thread is also made up of plastic. Syringes and some medical equipments are made up of plastics. And even cookware. Special plastic cookwares are used in microwave ovens. In our houses we will use micro ovens. Even the special plastic will be used. And like that, see, Teflon is a special plastic. Teflon is a special plastic on which oil and water will not stick. What is the specialty of this one? Oil and water will not stick there. So because of this property, this Teflon will be used for coating on non-stick cookwares. On non-stick cookwares we will be using in our houses. So why the oil and water will not stick there? Why? Because that is coated with one type of plastic. That plastic name is Teflon. Okay, even fireproof plastics, melamine, or if now only we have discussed melamine. Actually fireproof fireman will be there na. Fireman actually their uniform, whatever uniform they will wear na, fireman, their uniform will be coated with this melamine. Okay, why? Because melamine is a bad conductor of heat, isn't it or not? So heat will not affect to the fire persons. So that's why their uniform will be coated with this plastic, this melamine plastic. So these are some of the uses. And last one topic is plastics and environment. Plastics and environment. Actually we are using so many plastics in our daily we used to throw 5 to 6 plastic wrappers, isn't it or not? So it will be affect our environment very badly. Okay, so here actually we are having two type of materials. One is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Non-biodegradable materials. Biodegradable means which will decompose naturally means by air or water or soil. Non-biodegradable means not decompose naturally. They will not decompose naturally. So here when we are talking about plastics comes under non-biodegradable, means they will not decompose easily. Okay, that's why this plastics comes under non-biodegradable materials. Okay, so here if we will see whatever problems we will see with plastics, means if we will burn that plastics. Okay, first one is if we will burn that plastics, they will release so many toxic gases. Toxic gases means poisonous gases which pollutes our environment very badly. Second one, if we will bury it in the soil, that plastics, what happens? They will close, means they will not allow rainwater into the soil. So we should not burn, we should not bury the plastics. Third one is even when we are throwing disposal of these bags, disposal of these plastics, sometimes what they will do, if simply we are throwing in our drainage, okay, they chokes the drains, they will block our drainages. Okay, even sometimes what happen, if you will observe on the water bodies, the plastic bags will be floating. Even that floating bags become as a home for so many disease causing germs. Okay, so plastic bags thrown in garbage dumps or sometimes eaten by cows. Yes, this is also main problem. Eaten by some cows and other animals. Eaten by cows and some other animals, which causes death of those animals. Okay, so this badly we should not throw. Okay, we should not throw those things into the environment badly. So what we should do for maintaining of this plastics. Okay, so one thing what we have to do is this plastic bags should be replaced. Plastic bags should be replaced by cotton or jute bags. First thing what we have to do, they should be replaced by cotton or jute bags. So they are biodegradable. Cotton is a biodegradable product. Jute is also biodegradable product. So instead of using plastic things, first thing we can do, we can use cotton bags or jute bags, or instead of using plastic boxes, we can use steel boxes. Like that we can reduce the use of the plastics. And recycling. Second one is recycling of plastic. Recycling means some people will come, already I told, some people will come and collect those papers, plastics now. Like over the last decade, many rag pickers, waste collectors, waste dealers and recycling enterprise have come into being. So around 60 to 80% of plastic bags generated as waste, means see, around 60 to 80% of plastic bags generated as waste, and these waste are collected by these collectors or someone. Okay, and those things will be recycled. So most of the thermoplastics can be recycled. Okay, already we have discussed thermoplastics can be recycled. So Here also in some places, if you observe in houses, some green dustbins and blue dustbins are provided by the government. Actually, this green one for biodegradable waste and blue one for non-biodegradable. Okay, so actually some place municipal corporation has provided these bins to collect biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. Even scientists are trying to produce photodegradable plastics. Nowadays scientists are conducting experiments to for making photodegradable plastics. Photodegradable plastics means, photo means light. Okay, so with the help of the sunlight they'll decompose. So like that type of plastics are going to be coming. Scientists are go on doing experiments on those things. Okay, so if you are a responsible citizen, you should follow 4 R's. What are that 4 R's? First one is refuse. First foremost thing is refuse to plastic things. Don't accept, don't use plastic things. Second one, if you are using, okay, you have to use some emergency, you have to use some plastic thing. So use it, but reduce its usage. Instead of using 4 bags in one place, reduce its use. In place of 4 bags, use 1 bag. Yeah, just in 1 bag and use 1 bag. Okay. And third one, recycle. If that bag is, okay, it's over that bag, okay, then what you have to recycle with that damaged bag? Can you able to do anything? So try think in that way, you think and recycle it, make something new from it. Okay, and fourth one is reuse it. After making new thing, again you use it. So these 4 R's we have to follow. As a responsible citizen, we should follow these things. First one, try to not use. If you are using, also reduce the usage. Okay, after usage, once it get damaged, try to think that what you can make new one from it. Recycle it. After recycling, try to use again. So these 4 R's if you are following now, we can save our environment from plastic. Okay children, so this is our 4th chapter. So it is our duty to keep our environment clean and free of plastics. Okay, it is our duty to make our environment free of plastics. Clear? So this is our 3rd chapter, synthetic fibers and plastics. Okay, so in next class I will give the notes of this chapter. Up to here, read the chapter thoroughly. Okay, and if you get any doubts, you can ask me. Clear children? Thank you.